Hi, and welcome to P&D, Producing and Directing. I'm your host, Bria Morgan. This show derives from the Art Institute of Philadelphia's Producing and Directing course under the instruction of Professor Craig DoVidio. In this course, students were challenged to complete 3 projects: a PSA, a group news gathering, and this live production. I had the pleasure of being the producer of the first group's news gathering project, and we did ours on some street interviews about the Pope's upcoming visit and how the homeless are being pushed back. Let's take a look.
Here in the city of Philadelphia, the Pope will be arriving in late September. However, city officials have been pushing the homeless back from the center city streets to where no one knows. My team and I have hit the Philadelphia streets to hear what the public thinks about their actions.
There's shelters, and Barack Obama is taking care of all the legitimate homeless people.
Hi, what's your name?
Steve Horvat.
Okay, good morning. I have just a couple questions about the Pope's visit. How do you feel about the city pushing the homeless out of the city in order for the Pope to be here?
It's probably an inconvenience for everybody a little bit, and as important as it is that, that he comes here, it is tough. They probably should make better plans for that, about pushing the homeless out.
Okay. How do you think the Pope would feel about the homeless being pushed out of the city?
Probably not too good, based on what I've read about him and how he is really an advocate for the poor and stuff like that.
Okay. If there's anything that you could ask the Pope or say to the Pope, what exactly would it be?
Actually, I would like him to talk about the city of Philadelphia with the release of that administrator from that school that they let go due to her sexual preference. I mean, I think the greatest thing I've seen about him is that, he said, "Who am I to judge people?" And here we are, the leader of the Catholic Church in the Philadelphia area, getting rid of somebody for that. So,
all right, thank you for your input. We really appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you. Good morning. How are you?
I'm all right. Been better.
Okay. How do you feel about the city pushing the homeless out of Center City because of the Pope's visit?
I feel it's violating our constitutional rights. The last time that happened, it happened in Europe, and the Pope was furious. I mean, isn't the Pope and that religion supposed to help people like us, the oppressed, the poor, the meek, the lame? We're the ones that need help, not the people that are rich. It's not fair.
What do you think?
Displace us just because we don't have a place to live.
Small donation helps homeless. Dollar donation by our newspaper lets you know, like, our papers are made up and designed by all homeless. So, like, whenever you feel as though you want to, we even help hiring. We try to help the homeless get up off the street, stand on their own. But some of them, you can lead them to water, but you can't make them drink it. Some of them are homeless by choice, some because they want to, and some because they don't know other way of life but to be homeless. But we do what we can to try to help and change it. Police coming.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
I just have a few questions about the Pope's upcoming visit, and I just want to get your opinion on them. How do you feel about Philadelphia pushing the homeless out of Center City because of the Pope's upcoming visit?
I personally have a problem with the way that Philadelphia handles the homeless population. We have a law that says no public feeding. We have the sprinklers which come on in Rittenhouse Park, where I am, in the middle of the night, which washes everyone away. We put the benches up with the arms in the middle of them. We just don't do very well with treating people well unless they sort of have some sort of financial impact on the city. The homeless with Pope Francis coming, we're talking about a Jesuit. We're talking about a Pope whose mission is to reduce the sort of glamour out of the church, which has been sensationalized, and sort of talk about who the people are who really get fed and served by God, by Christ's word. And I think he would sort of cry if he saw the droves and the 4-mile fences and the way that we pushed people away and said, this is really who we are when it's really who we're not.
How do you think the Pope will respond to Philadelphia's way of dealing with the homeless?
Yeah, I think he'd ask us probably to put up public works buildings, places where people could sit and loiter without being arrested, places where might someone have a shower or be able to rest in the middle of the day. I think we take for granted how much this city is built on the legs of those upon which we stand.
If you had anything that you would ask the Pope or want to say to him, what would it be?
Pray for us.
All right, thank you so much for your time. Thank you. As you can see, no one seems to think highly of the city's actions, and hopefully the Pope will feel the same way.
Welcome back to P&D. I have with me producer of Group Number 2's project, Chris Potts. And Chris, can you tell us about your group experience and tell us a little bit about your ENG project?
Yes, it was a Philly-based trivia. We went out in Philadelphia and got questions. Also, we based our theme around as if we were going to go to different cities and popular areas in the United States.
Right.
The pre-production, all I can say is plan before you shoot. Know where you're going to shoot at. And then post-production, know what you're exactly going to do. Have everything set out in order to make it a successful shot or film.
Well, that is great advice. Now let's take a look at you guys' ENG.
Hi, welcome to What Do You Know? I'm your host, Christopher Potts. Here at What Do You Know, we travel nationwide, city to city, to see what the average American knows about their city. Today, we have ventured out to the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. We have also sent out 2 news reporters right in Center City. Let's take a look at one of our reporters, Rory. Hello, Rory. How's things going?
They're going good. Thanks for asking, Chris. The Philadelphians, they were partly knowledgeable of their Philly trivia.
Okay, Rory. Sounds great. Let's take a look.
We're here with
Aaron Wolverton.
Okay, first question. What movie star made a movie here about an up-and-coming boxer, and what is the name of that movie?
Sylvester Stallone in Rocky.
Correct. I'm here with
Jackie.
First question. What movie star made a movie here about an up-and-coming boxer, and what is the name of the movie?
Ali with Will Smith.
That'll be incorrect. Here I have with me Chris. First question. What movie star made a movie here about an up-and-coming boxer, and what is the name of the movie?
Sylvester Stallone, Rocky.
Correct. You have 10 seconds to guess all of Philadelphia's professional sports teams. Go.
Okay, so there's the 76ers, the Phillies, the Eagles, and the Flyers.
Correct. Let's go.
Okay, Phillies, Sixers, Eagles, and Flyers.
Correct. Let's go.
Eagles, Flyers, Sixers, Phillies.
Correct. What is Philadelphia's well-known nickname?
City of Brotherly Love.
Correct.
City of Brotherly Love.
That would be correct.
The Cheesesteak Factory. Does that work? Okay.
Oh my God.
All right, Rory. Enjoy the rest of your time in Philly.
Thanks, Chris. Right now I'm going to go try one of those famous Philly cheesesteaks.
Now we move on to our next reporter. Hello, Sarah.
Thanks, Chris. It's a beautiful day here at the Art Museum of Philadelphia. People here knew their Philly trivia pretty well.
Well, finally, some good news. Let's take a look.
I have with me here today
Blaney Stoops.
Are you ready?
Yes.
What movie star filmed his movie here about an up-and-coming boxer, and what was that movie called?
Rocky.
And the famous movie star?
Sylvester Stallone.
Correct. We're here with
Vinny Palermo.
what movie star filmed his movie here about an up-and-coming boxer, and what was that movie called?
It was Sylvester Stallone, and it was called Rocky.
Correct. And today we're with
Stephen Richards.
What movie star filmed his movie here about an up-and-coming boxer, and what was that movie called?
His name was Sylvester Stallone, and it was Rocky.
Correct. Okay. You have 10 seconds to name all of Philly's professional sports teams. Go.
You're gonna have the Sixers, the Phillies, the Eagles, and the Flyers.
Got them all. Go.
Eagles, Sixers, Flyers, Phillies.
Got them all. What is Philadelphia's best-known nickname?
City of brotherly love.
Correct.
City of brotherly love.
Yep, that's correct.
The City of Brotherly Love.
That's correct.
Okay, Sarah, have fun. Not too much fun. Take care.
Thanks, Chris. Now I'm about to do something I've always wanted to do. I'm going to run up those steps.
Well, we just wrapped it up with Philadelphia. They stumbled out of the gates early with Rory, but they redeemed themselves with Sarah. To view this or previous episodes of What Do You Know, log on to www.whatdoyouknow.com. Until next time, I'm your host, Christopher Potts, and this is What Do You Know?
Back, now we will discuss public service announcements. Public service announcements are meant to convey important messages relating to social and political issues occurring in society. My PSA, however, is revolved around my niece and how children can inspire us. Let's take a look. Did I say inspire or inspire? Here with me, I have Matt Carroll. Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Can you tell us a little bit about your PSA, please?
It was pretty hard shooting it because it was a pretty interesting topic. We had to find the right actor for it, and it took a really long time to try to find the actor. So, and then we found it, and then it turned out good. So,
well, let's take a look at it and see for ourselves.
Hear me clear?
That was a great PSA. Now here with me, I have Scott Perry, producer of our news gathering and director of his PSA. Now, Scott, can you tell me about your PSA?
It was intended to be a mirror of myself, talking to myself, my conscious, giving me advice on midlife crisis kind of change, trying to get, what I'm going to do with the rest of my life, deciding, sitting on the couch one day, deciding, and having a little discussion with myself and figuring things out.
Did you learn anything from doing your PSA?
I learned how to linear wipe, and yes, I did. I learned how to clone myself.
Nice.
It was fun. It was fun.
Well, let's take a look at it.
Oh, you again, I see, huh? Come around when it's time to make some major decisions in my life. Glad to see you. How you been? Hello, Scott. Decision time again, huh? Yeah, it's about that time, I guess. A little bit of decision-making time. I'm always around when you need me. Well, I like to study film. I like to make movies. Always dreamt of making movies. Saw Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom when I was 6 years old. Wanted to make movies. The Art Institute of Philadelphia. Well, maybe I should. It's a good school that could probably help you with that. You should look into it. You should check into that. It's a good school, huh? Yeah, you should definitely check into that. We'll call him tomorrow. What time is it? Yeah, you'll watch. Call him tomorrow. Thanks for stopping by again. That's what I'm here for.
Great Scott, Perry!
All right.
Thank you so much, Scott. Now, unfortunately, William Leiper cannot be with us today. However, here's his PSA.
Hello? Who's this?
This is Charles from the Art Institute of Philadelphia. Is this David Ashburn?
Oh, yeah, you got him.
I was just calling to remind you of your appointment tomorrow morning to screen your admission video. It starts at 11 a.m. And in case you weren't aware, if you missed this, you will not be accepted to the school.
Oh, yeah, I didn't forget. I'll be there. I'll definitely be there.
Alright, have a good day, David.
Alright, you too. I'm never gonna get this done in time. Don't worry, son. You'll get in. Dad, it's been 2 weeks. I'm never gonna get in. I got it? Sorry, Dad, I need a moment.
That was a great PSA. Now here with me, I have Ibrahim Meka. Can you tell me a little bit about your PSA and if you faced any difficulties while shooting?
Hi, Bria. Thank you for having me. In the realization of this PSA, I have encountered, it was my first time producing someone else's script. So I faced a lot of challenges, and I was able to overcome those challenges, and I learned a lot, so much that I'm grateful, and I was with great team members. At some point, they were just pulling me along with them, and it happened, and I'm thankful.
And I am so happy to hear that. Now let's take a look to see just how great it is.
This young, intelligent woman named Sarah, she always chooses to do the right thing, such as getting a college education. The Art Institute of Philadelphia is her chosen one. You can do the same. Call the Art Institute of Philadelphia today at 215-567-7080. 215-567-7080, or log on to www.artinstitutes.com/Philly.
Now, wasn't that a great PSA? But here with me again, I have Christopher Potts. Thank you again for joining me.
Thank you, Bria.
So, can you tell me a little bit about your PSA and the experience that you had while shooting?
My PSA is to inform everyone about being homeless, not overlooking the obvious that anyone at any given time can be homeless. My difficulties were finding the right areas, getting the proper interviews, getting the right reenactments of being homeless, and trying to get the viewer more closer to their attention towards what I'm trying to convey to them.
Well, that sounds wonderful. I cannot wait to see it. Let's take a look.
Being homeless is like the worst thing I've ever experienced.
Predominantly, it's an empty feeling. A lot of people well, my experience anyway, with the way that made me come to the feelings that I have now, are pretty much people tend to ignore you. And like in fact, before you showed up, I just got stepped on by somebody, and they didn't even say excuse me. They act like you don't exist. So it's a scary kind of empty feeling.
Honestly, the biggest thing is just to survive day by day. You know, how you're going to eat. By the end of the night, if you're going to eat or if you're not going to eat.
How like degrading it can feel sometimes, like to have this be like your form of income, you know, like because it really isn't that easy to get a job. Like
people walk by and nobody's help because they don't care. And this is an everyday process, but then you'll get that one person that does care.
Because you really don't know what's going to happen moment to moment.
That PSA was so inspiring. Here with me, I have Roy Williams. Nice to have you.
Thanks for having me, Bria.
No problem at all. Now, can you tell me a little bit about your experience while shooting your PSA?
Well, my PSA, I just wanted to, basically portray somebody like doing something that they love. They might as well go to school for it and get paid to do what they love. So that's how I came up with it.
So is it strictly just for that? Are there any other reasons? Who was your main target audience when shooting?
Anyone who's out there doing whatever they love, just basically they might as well get paid to do what they love and not just have it be a hobby, have it something they get paid for every day to do.
Well, it sounds quite interesting. Let's take a look.
Do you enjoy spending a lot of time being creative? Do you feel voiceless and want to share your artistic vision? Can you imagine making one of your hobbies a lifelong career? If you're doing something that you genuinely care about every day, why not make it your profession? Are you unsure of what path to take to start your creative journey? Look no further. The Art Institute of Philadelphia allows students to show their creative minds to the world. Your dreams come true by creating tomorrow at the Art Institute of Philadelphia. For more information, you can visit www.artinstitutes.edu/Philadelphia or call 215-567-7080.
Thank you so much for that PSA. Now I have with me Quintessa Boone. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Can you tell me how you came up with the concept of your PSA?
Well, I came up with the concept of my PSA because I have a lot of younger cousins who are attending college this year, and I just wanted to warn them about the behaviors that come behind using excessive alcohol and drinking a whole lot during, your first college years, because I think a lot of students who go off to college expect that those party ways are not going to affect them in any way, shape, or form, but I wanted to show people, and students especially, that that's not necessarily true.
I'm so happy that you did that PSA, and I can't wait to see it. Let's take a look.
Clements. I'm here from the Wellness Center to talk to you guys today about some health issues as well as some health prevention methods. Today, the main topic we're going to talk about is alcohol and sexual misconduct. I know you're freshmen, this is your first year, you're going to have a lot of good experiences, you're going to be open to a lot of independence. So one of the things we want to make sure is that you understand the dangers of alcohol abuse and how it relates to sexual misconduct. Alcohol itself does not relate to sexual misconduct, it's the behaviors behind it. So when you consume alcohol, it's a higher chance of you being involved in activities you wouldn't normally be involved in. And one of those activities is sexual misconduct. And it's not always rape. It could be inappropriate touching, inappropriate statements, anything that can be inappropriate in a sexual manner. And 50% of research from Wayne State University states that sexual misconduct among students is 50% of the time related to alcohol consumption. So one thing we want to make sure is that you're aware of that, you're aware of planning ahead of time, bringing someone with you to events, knowing how much to drink, and just other circumstances where you don't put yourself in a bad situation. And we just wanted to make sure that you understand we have resources here at the Wellness Center if you have any issues with alcohol abuse or any drug abuse or any sexual health questions or concerns.
That was great. Thank you so much, Quintessa. And now, unfortunately, Miguel Olivero cannot be with us, but let's take a look at his PSA. Thank you so much for your PSA, Miguel. I am now here with Sarah Pilkington. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Now, I know you played an interesting role in your group's project, so can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, with my group, I worked in different positions. I wrote a script, I produced one, and I even acted a few times.
Oh gosh, so
Yeah.
how was that? How was your experience?
It was a good experience. We had a lot of fun. There were some challenges, but we got through it. It was fun. It was a good experience overall.
I'm happy to hear that. Now let's take a look at some footage that Sarah shot for us. That was great, and thank you again, Sarah. Now here with me, I have Joshua Riley. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Now, can you tell me if you had any difficulties while shooting your PSA?
Yes, I had a few difficulties, mainly camera angles because I was the only one shooting. Other than that, frigid temperatures, it was freezing outside, so trying to hold the camera still, balancing out with temperature and the motion of the vehicles that I use in there. That's pretty much it, only difficulties.
Did you learn anything from shooting?
Yes, I need to get more stabilizer equipment, more tripods, things of that nature.
Well, let's take a look.
You need a taxi, man? Get here. Give him it up. Give him it up. All right, well, just keep one for me. All right.
You'll do something with him, though, won't you?
I've never had a one-night stand my whole entire life.
I can tell if he 12.
If we don't pick him up with strippers on here, by his request, the ride's free. He can go wherever the fuck he wants to go.
That says double D.
What do you want, Dan?
I want double D.
You want double fucking D?
I can tell if he 12.
That was an awesome PSA. Keep up the good work, Joshua. Well, that wraps up producing and directing. You've seen and heard the tremendous work that each individual has put in concerning all aspects of production. That one must be determined and strong-willed. A special thanks to Professor Craig DoVidio for extensive training and the evening producing and directing class. Thank you for watching.